Welcome back to my channel. Anyway, I'm always out and about, always driving somewhere, but I'm actually stopping by Starbucks. I do wanted to go inside, but I'm doing the drive-through just because I'm just being lazy. Anyway, I just came back from a meeting. Guys, I think it went well. I think it went well. So now it's just a matter of money, okay? So let me see what how much they're willing to pay me, and then that would be a good opportunity for me. But that's just one, okay? So I do have other proposals and things like that. Guys, I'm here by the Galleria. Let me show you guys. This place is beautiful. So this is what it looks like. This is the Galleria right there. I mean, it's pretty big. It goes all the way. Okay. Oh, you can see. I don't know if you guys can see how it's written Galleria, but this is Starbucks. So let me just. Hello.
Hi, I'll be with you in just a moment.
Okay. So I'm trying to place an order. I don't know if this camera is really filming what it's supposed to, because I still don't have a car phone holder. I know I already told you guys that, but
Get for you today?
can I have a chai tea latte?
What size?
Grande.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
Anything else?
No, that'll be all.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you. I used to get croissants here, right? That was before I tasted La Boucher croissants, and I was like, what? Never ever getting my croissants from Starbucks. Like, I was gonna go get a green smoothie, because you know I haven't had food all day long, even though I went for a meeting. It's 2 p.m. now, but the whole morning the only thing I had was water, lemon water, and that was it, you know. I'm almost done with. So I usually go for something larger, but I figured this is too much sugar, and yeah, so I'm trying to limit the amount of sugar. Anyway, guys, I wanted to do a Q&A because I feel like it's about time that I should do a Q&A. And the other reason is that I'm just sitting here, okay? I'm just sitting here. I'm waiting for my next appointment. I figured I can just go home because I live close by, but I do have another meeting shortly. I have to call the lady, and yeah, so I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for like maybe like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you know, since I'm talking to you guys, and then I'm gonna head to that meeting. I have a Q&A on my Instagram. I always ask people, if you have questions, ask me, whatever. Some of the questions are recurring, so I'm not gonna answer those because I feel like, I mean, the most recurring question is, where are you from? Cameroon. I'm originally from Cameroon. So okay, I'm just gonna go ahead. I have some on my phone, and I also wrote down some that I had in my DMs. Okay, so the first question is, do you prefer living in Houston versus Douala? Which one do you prefer? Guys, I have no clue. I actually have no clue. I don't know which one I prefer. I think both cities are beautiful in their own ways. I mean, Douala has a lot going on in terms of like the ambience, the food, the people, the vibe. And Houston has the same thing, but in a different scale, right? But it has the same thing: the people, the ambience, you know, the food, also the food. Even though I feel like American food is probably for me the best food, but anyway, text message. But Houston has varieties of like restaurants. If you want to eat Middle Eastern food, African food, I mean, as in African food, I mean different countries. They have different like Nigerian restaurant, Cameroonian, Tanzanian, and so forth. I mean, a lot of African restaurants here. Asian food, Korean, Japanese food, Chinese food, Thai. Oh my god, I love Thai food. You guys know I'm a foodie, okay? I'm a foodie. If you haven't figured it out, so the only downside of Douala is the fact that it's too much noise. Guys, it's too much noise. And I think in Houston, come on, listen. Do you hear something? No, that's because it's quiet. Like, it's just quiet. Nobody is screaming. Guys are not honking left and right. I mean, like, it's just regular traffic. Like, it's peaceful. It's peaceful in Houston. For the people who don't know Douala, you're probably wondering, like, what is peaceful about Houston? It is peaceful compared to Douala. Douala is just too much. It's the hustle city. It's too much going on. So, which one am I going to be preferring? I actually have no clue. I gave you guys, the ups and downs, the bad, the good, the ugly, but yeah, I love both. It's just different. The same way Douala feels like home, it's really the same way Houston for me feels like home, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next question. Ooh, that one is one of those questions. You guys are just nosy. Somebody had GM'd me, okay? I don't know who he is, but he said, would you be willing to date a white American? I've never talked about race here, right? Never talked about race, guys. Son, never talked about race here. But I figured, let me use this question so that I can answer something, right? I can talk about something. So I'm one of those black women who believe that black women have to date outside the race too. Guys, you can't even imagine. I was a pro-black, pro-Africa, pro-everything, my brothers, and something happened, okay? Something happened. Guys, I feel like I'm not even answering this thing, but something happened. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of my people. So, would I date outside my race? Yes. The answer is yes. Have I dated a white man before? No. I've never dated a white man. For me, I'm one of those people, like, I don't want to say I'm never going to date a white man. I will not say that. But my preference is black. But black men have disappointed me. So, you know what? If you're a black woman, just date. Date anybody that you like. It doesn't matter if they're Asian. Doesn't matter if they're, like white, black, anything. Okay? Just date. Just be comfortable. And even though sometimes our community, we kind of like point the finger and say, hey, like, what you doing, dating outside your race, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Love doesn't have no boundaries. It's just, if you vibe with somebody, just go with that person. Come on. Like, this whole thing of like white, black, Asian, all of these things, like, no, just date whoever you want to date. So did I answer the question? Would I date a white man? Possibly. You never know. What motivates you? Guys, I feel like I've talked about what motivates me. I don't know. It's just this idea of becoming the next Oprah of Africa. There you have it. And it's not becoming Oprah, right? Because I can never be Oprah, but it's just becoming the best version of who I want to be while impacting other people's life, right? Just making a difference in people's lives. And when I say becoming the next Oprah of Africa, I'm talking in terms of impact, right? And if I can have that type of gigantic impact in Africa, that would be amazing. Don't know how it's gonna show up in my life, but I feel like, you know what, it's gonna come. And even I feel like I'm doing this much, okay? I just need to. And it comes with experience, it comes with exposure, it comes with you being in front of people that give you that opportunity to kind of like work with people, touch their hearts, create more opportunities for these people, create more jobs, be a mentor for the younger generations and so forth. So anyway, that's that. My favorite show right now has been, I know many people are going to be like, girl, you're still behind. Guys, I don't watch TV. I don't watch shows on TV. Even when I was in the US, I'm still in the US. I don't watch shows on TV. I'm somebody who was too focused for so many years, too focused on growing my businesses, growing my career, growing who I was as a person. So my favorite show right now is How to Get Away with Murder.
Shoot me.
Oh man, Viola Davis. That woman got me confused. I'm like, are you straight? Are you gay? Are you like what? Are you bi? That show got me so confused. I'm like, and then wow, she's too real.
Racism is built into the DNA of America. And as long as we turn a blind eye to the pain of those suffering under its oppression, we will never escape those origins.
That's my thing. She's too real. And then the guy that she's dating, Nate, not the husband at some point died, but the guy that she's dating, Nate, I think that's his name, the big black guy, muscles.
I'll go.
Oh my god, every time I watch, like, I'm in season 2 right now, okay, because I have more time on my hands, guys. Like, since I came to the US, I have more time now. So I've been watching it on Netflix, and every time I see that guy, I don't even know his real name. I know he's an actor, I don't know his name, but in the movie, in the show, his name is Nate. Every time I see him, and then he's about to kiss her, or he takes off his shirt. Oh my god, I will just leave it there. How to Get Away with Murder. That's my favorite show at the time. Okay, so the next question is, do you consider yourself rich? Good question. I feel like, you know what, let me not go around the bush. Yes, I do consider myself rich, but in terms of like life, in terms of living an abundant life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, health wise, and financially, right? And and even love the people that I have around me, the people who are there for me, my support system, my tribe, the people that are right here in my heart, people that I love dearly. Yes, I do consider myself rich, because I feel like it's not just about the financial, material things, right? It's also, are you able to live a peaceful life regardless whether you have that money or not? And yeah, I am happy, like, I do consider myself rich. And being also able to travel everywhere, having that luxury. Because even though I know many people don't want to talk about, yes, I'm rich because I'm a millionaire, whatever, but it's a privilege. And I know, and I'm aware of it, that I have that privilege to say, hey, I'm going to move back to Cameroon. I'm going to live in Cameroon, work in Cameroon, but once in a while, I want to travel elsewhere. I want to come back to the US. I want to go somewhere else in Africa. I want to go to Europe. And I know that's the luxury that I have that other people may not have, right? Like, if I'm having burnout or something, I can just be like, yep, I'm out. I'm going somewhere at the beach, So, yes, I do consider myself rich. Hope that answers your question. Next question. I think that's all the questions that I have written down. So I'm just going to go ahead and now check my phone. So the next question is, guys, are you happy? Did I not just answer that question? Yes, I'm happy, guys. I'm really, really happy. I think my default mode is to be happy. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I'm full of life, if you guys haven't noticed. I mean, some of my videos, you can tell I'm just overwhelmed. I'm burned out, but for the most part, I'm a pretty happy, enthusiastic type of person, right? I'm just the life of a party. I'm happy, and then I love my life, guys. I love my life. So that's that. So the next question is, are you satisfied with what you're doing professionally? That's one of those questions. I would say 60%. No, I'm 50% satisfied with what I'm doing currently professionally. And I know for some people it may be like, the heck, look at all of these things that you're building, you look at your life. But from where I'm trying to go, I feel like I'm still halfway. I'm halfway there. So I'm pretty satisfied where I'm at, how long it took me to get here, what I've been through, all the challenges. But I also recognize that there's another 50% that I still have to go through. And maybe I will never go through the whole 50% because I don't know anybody who is living 100% happiness on the professional life or career. There's always going to be some hiccups here and there. So if I'm at 90%, that'll be good. But for now, at this point in my life where I'm at in this season, I'm happy. I'm pretty happy. Pretty satisfied, I must say, even though little things here and there. So anyway, that's that. So the next question, do you need an assistant? Yes and no. I do have an assistant at the moment. I mean, if I can call her assistant. At some point I will need an assistant. I know you guys feel like I work a lot, I'm always doing things, but I will need an assistant. And then, guys, I'm trying to secure some contracts, okay? So the bigger the contracts, the more people I will have to hire and so forth. So, and I'm talking about Cameroon, not US, Cameroon. So I will need an assistant in Cameroon for sure. Guys, I even need a chauffeur. I need a chauffeur. Like, I've had this conversation with my mom, with my girlfriends, and she was like, Jenny, not only do you need an additional assistant, but you need a chauffeur, you need this, you need that, because you know what, you kind of overwork yourself. But yeah, so I do need an assistant, but at the moment things are pretty stable. So, but at some point I know definitely I will need an assistant, and I will need more than an assistant. I feel like I will need to hire more people for something whenever that project comes to life. So that's that. The next question, what advice would you give someone who wants to relocate back to Africa? Okay, guys, this is going to be my last question that I'm going to answer because I have to head to my meeting. So, advice that I would give to someone who wants to relocate back to Africa is do your research, because you can beat that, okay? You have to do your research. Take the time to go back to the country that you're planning to relocate to. It's not just a matter of like, oh, I did my research online, I visited once in 5 years, now I'm ready to go back. No, like even one vacation, like let's say you go for 2 months, for example. 2 months is not going to be enough for you to make that decision. And you also have to take into account that what are you going to do when you go back? Are you just going to be chilling? You have a lot of money in your account and then you're not going to need to work? Or are you going to seek for a job? If you're going to find a job, then you may need to do the back and forth at first, and build relationships with, because for some reason, I don't know about other African countries, but in Cameroon it's really about who you know. So if you're able to build strong relationships with people there, then you never know, they can offer you a job or they can refer you somewhere. So relocating back to Africa is, and then you have to be prepared mentally. I think it's mentally, because it's not going to be the same. You guys, anytime I talk about me being the US and then the peace that I get, how quiet, I mean, guys, do you hear anything? No. You know why? Because it's quiet. In Cameroon, for example, no, it's not going to be that quiet. Your neighbor's going to make noise. Some kids are going to be playing and making loud noises. Cars are going to be honking. Like, it's going to be, I mean, if you're not used to it, it's going to feel like chaos, because Africans in general are really expressive people, and then everybody kind of knows. No, maybe I shouldn't say that everybody knows everybody, but people are really friendly, right? So even though you go to the market, the person that you buy tomatoes from becomes your friend. I mean, you're an acquaintance, not your friend, but somebody that you would be like, hey, how you doing? How's your family going? Doing, and so forth. So yeah, you have to be prepared mentally, and also some of the challenges. So when you look at the procedures here, administrative procedures, if you want to file paperwork to open a company, or if you want to do anything, or like here in the US, for example, everything is straightforward. You go online, you find the information, you fill out the information, and then you just wait for them to get back to you. You can always make a phone call them, and find out ABCG. In Cameroon, it's not that, okay? So you're gonna have to go round and round and round from one office to the next, to the next, to the next, in order to get one right information. And you're gonna get multiple different informations, and you just have to figure out which one is the best. And people are slower, not as in they think slower, but as in the system, right? They're not in a rush. So for somebody to process your documents or your files, for example, they're gonna take the time, right? Like, it's not a culture, it's not a capitalistic society. They're gonna take the time. So you have to be ready for that, because us in America, we are like boom boom boom, let's get it done, time is money. In Cameroon, it's not about money, right? It's more about, let us just chill, like while we're working, we want to sip a drink. While we're dealing with headache, we want to go to the bar. While we're doing this thing, we want to go to the party, we want to do this. Like, even funerals back home are full of parties. Like, have you gone to a funeral a funeral back in Africa? I mean, back to Cameroon, because I have to always refer to Cameroon. A funeral, like, let's say you're going to a funeral in Cameroon, it's a party. It's a party. People are crying and they're dancing. They're crying and they're singing. They're crying and they're eating. They're crying, they're drinking and getting drunk. So it's always a party. So you have to be mentally prepared. And the other thing also is that, guys, this whole mentality of like, I'm going to Africa, I've learned better, so I will go there to do better or to make people do better. It's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen. It takes this, like, it has to be compound effect, right? It has to be little efforts made over time is going to make the change that you want to see. So even when the system is not done properly, you're not just going to show up and change it, right? People have been used to the way they do things. You can criticize it, it doesn't matter. And if you're really sensitive about things like this, you're not going to last. I mean, you're not going to last in Cameroon. You're not going to last in Africa, because this is how they think, this is how things are done, and that's how people are going to do it. Even though there's another way that there's another thing you can bring to the table, they're really resistant to change, right? So it has to be, change that you're making step by step, and then hopefully something is going to change. But anyway, guys, I've been there since 2020. Let me tell you something. And I've been doing business there since 2017. Woo, it's hard. So yeah, those are some of the things that I would say for somebody who wants to relocate back to Africa. And financially also, guys, I didn't even talk about the financial aspect of it all. People believe that because you're in America, life is more expensive, which is true. You're in Europe, life is more expensive, which is true. But I feel like people undermine how much it costs to live in Africa, right? I mean, you're pretty much starting over. So it's either you're gonna need a car, or you're gonna need somebody to drive you around. You're gonna need a taxi, you're gonna need an apartment, but the apartment has to be in a secure area. I mean, because the type of person who's gonna be fighting, regular schmegular people. That person. Like, as much as you want to be, you want to fit in, you're not gonna fit in, and people are gonna know you're not one of them. And then they may actually rob you, if you want to, in one of those neighborhoods where there's no much security, you can get robbed. And then all your belongings, your money, everything. So financially, you also have to be prepared. And I think many people underestimate how much it's going to cost to live in Africa. If you want to go to nice places, I mean, regular places here in the US are nice, really bougie and luxury nice places in Cameroon. So for example, when I look at K Hotel in Douala, K Hotel is one of the luxurious, hotel in Cameroon. But when you come to the US, this is not what they call luxury, if that makes sense. So you pay the price because it's expensive in Cameroon. I feel like hotels prices are always expensive in Cameroon anyway. But the same thing if you want to go get food to some fancy places, you're going to be spending more than what you spend here in the US for the equivalent, for the same type of place. So you have to take that into account. Guys, pretty much do your research. Go home regularly so that you get used to the culture, the people, the way things are done. Because for many people who go down on vacation, they think it's good because vacation is always amazing. But yeah, you have to go outside of vacation. You have to go as if you're going to live there. And yeah, so I think that's what there are so many things, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what else. There are so many things that I can tell you about moving back to Africa, how you have to be prepared and all of these things. If you guys have watched my channel from the beginning when I went there, from I think November 2020 that I started doing videos in Cameroon, or December 2020 towards the end of 2020 I started vlogging about my everyday life in Cameroon. You guys will see how everything is going. So it kind of gives you perspective on how things can be. But I'm also aware that my life is different than somebody else who maybe is going there to look for a job, or somebody who's just going there to seek put and not to work, right? So yeah, so that's pretty much it. What else? Guys, I think that's it. So I'm gonna head to my meeting. I don't want to, oh yeah, I need to head to my meeting. I don't know if I'm gonna catch you guys in a bit, but if I don't, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have other questions. I figure I'm just gonna be, doing the Q&A since I was waiting, and I'll catch you guys later. For real. Woo.